Looking back, it's quite funny really, because I wasn't sitting down thinking I'm going to write a book. I was having oxygen therapy for a knee injury inside a hyperbaric chamber. And what that means is for the first time in years, I had no phone, no distractions, and nowhere else to be. I started taking a notebook into the chamber with me, and the words started pouring out. I'd spent 20 years coaching people through self-doubt, anxiety, and confidence issues, and even difficult emotions. And suddenly all these conversations I'd been carrying seemed to find their way onto a page. That quiet little chamber had become the place where, dear friend, the book was born. I think we live in a world that's full of advice. Every day someone is telling us how to improve ourselves, how to do something differently, and then enters AI with a whole new world of things to learn and to improve on. But when people are struggling, when they're feeling overwhelmed, when they're feeling anxious, or when they're feeling lonely or not good enough, I don't think that necessarily needs another set of instructions. What we often need in that moment is self-compassion and compassion and kindness. Dear Friend was never designed to fix people, because I don't believe people need fixing. We're perfectly imperfect humans. I wanted it to feel like there's someone sitting beside you, offering understanding and kindness at the moment that you need it most. I intentionally designed my books so that they're easy to dip in and out of. Part of that design came from my own experience. I'm neurodivergent. I have ADHD and Dyscalculia, which is kind of like dyslexia but with numbers. So I know what it's like when your attention is stretched, your mind is busy, and you're feeling overwhelmed. For me, traditional self-help books often expect people to read from beginning to end, but that's not always how people like to engage with information. I wanted Dear Friend to be different. I wanted it to be a place where you could open it at any place, any time, for when you need support in that moment. Whether you're feeling anxious, burnt out, lonely, or doubting yourself, you can simply turn to the page that resonates with you most. As the books grew, the same idea also inspired an app. So not everyone wants to sit down and read a chapter when they feel they're having a difficult day. Sometimes you just need a place where you can check in, play a little game, maybe do some breathing exercises, and have a moment of reflection or a kind reminder of how to treat yourself today. Sunny and Shapito were two characters I created for my first book, Dear Friend, A Warm Hug for Your Mind and Soul. This book is targeted for adults and teens. Although the book explores topics like self-doubt, anxiety, and difficult emotions, I really wanted it to feel warm and hopeful, and sometimes a little bit playful. I think as adults, we sometimes forget that we're allowed to enjoy a little fun and lightness. The character Sunny was inspired by my own dog, who sadly he passed in 2024. He was a beautiful little soul with a wonderful, cheeky personality, and even had his own Instagram account. Bringing a little of him and his personality into the books felt like a really lovely way to keep his spirit alive. As I wrote, Sunny and Shapito became more than just characters. Sunny often doubts himself, while Shapito was the gentle friend who listens, understands, and reminds him that it's all okay. That friendship became the foundation of all of the books and many of the themes that I care about, including self-acceptance, neurodiversity, and compassion. I think everyone needs a Shapito in their life from time to time. But perhaps the bigger lesson here is that we can learn to become that Shapito, that friend to ourselves. If you're watching this today and carrying self-doubt, pressure, or the feeling that you're somehow not good enough, I hope this message helps. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to be fixed. At your core, you're already enough exactly as you are. That doesn't mean that we can't grow, learn, or improve ourselves. Of course we can. But there's a big difference between growing because you're curious and you want to learn, and growing because you believe fundamentally you're broken. Whether it's through the books, the community, or the app, the message is clear. Let's meet ourselves with a little bit more kindness, compassion, and understanding. I hope we can spend less time trying to change ourselves to fit in, and more time finding the people, places, and communities where we belong exactly as we are. Because your differences don't make you less valuable. They're part of what makes you uniquely you.